live in Atlanta. Let's get to Frank in. Frank in Queens, New York. Hey, Frank, you're live. Line one.
Hey, what's going on, John? How you doing?
Good, great.
Listen,
Never better.
All right, except for the cough, but you're doing all right. We got you. But listen, I know people are like demoralized and stuff, and with the speech, and you got to say to people, come on. At some point, what do you expect the guy to do? Everyone that was close to him turned on him. At some point, you got to cut your losses and say, listen, it is what it is. The guy's got no one fighting with him in his corner anymore. You got Pence over there. Once Pence did the big flip on him, what do you want from the guy? At some point, you got to say, you know what? We got to cut our losses. We got to regroup, and we got to think this thing through. There's a saying about like how pain is just weakness leaving the body. That's basically where we are right now. You're finding out who all the snakes are, and then you got to take care of the snakes. You got to get rid of the snakes. At some point, that's what regrouping is all about. You can't fight till everyone's dead. You know what I'm saying?
You know what, Frank, you're spot on. And the number of people who resigned yesterday or quit or walked out or whatever they did is absolutely despicable. The president did nothing to incite anything that happened. He had a rally. There was 1 million people there. He laid out his case. He implored the vice president to look at the evidence and then to kick back those states in question back to the General Assemblies, which is within the Constitution because of the enormous fraud. And again, look, Frank, I can't talk to any of these other states, not Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan, or Arizona. Can't talk to or don't know anything about it. But I've been in Georgia for 8 weeks, and the fraud in Georgia, the election fraud that was perpetrated on the president and on Purdue now in this runoff, before the runoff, was beyond the scope of anything I could ever imagine in the United States, and it never got a hearing. But we've got one coming, and I'll explain that in a minute. But go ahead. I'm going to give you the final word.
Yeah, Georgia, listen, weeks ago, the president did that rally in Georgia a few weeks ago. I knew we were in trouble. When he had the big speech and he brought Purdue and Loeffler up on the stage. First of all, Purdue was damaged goods from the start. The guy's got a personality like his namesake, like the frozen chickens you buy in the supermarket. Guy's like a piece of wood. So he's already in trouble trying to rally people. And Loeffler, that's already a bad omen. The girl's got a name like you're trying to say the word laughing with marbles in your mouth. The minute that chick opened her mouth, I thought we were in trouble. With that daffy broad. Trump gave this great speech rallying people, and then gives her the mic, and she's like a high school cheerleader leading a pep rally in a gym. We're going to win. You're going to fight for me. We're going to win. And I'm like, gee, I'm holding my head going, we're done. Stacey Abrams, you know what she is? She's a fraud juggernaut. You can't stop her. She's like a juggernaut on wheels made out of fraud. And I'm looking at these two, and I'm like, we're done. You friggin' Loeffler. Loeffler looks like the kind of chick who put 2 and 2 together and got 22. I'm like, we're done. Stacey Abrams going to roll over both of them like there's no tomorrow. The two of them together could never get enough votes. The only hope they had was the Trump base. And you know what? There's a saying, you're going to go after the king, you got to throw away your scabbard. And you're either all in or you're all out, And the only way to succeed is if you go all in. And I've been watching Bannon, and I remember you saying from day one, listen, they got to get on board. If they would have got on board, the Trump base would support them. But half the problem is half the politicians in Washington are career politicians. The other half, their goal is to become career politicians. So these guys are always hedging their bets. They're never going to commit to something because they're always trying to find where their best option are. That's why all these guys are abandoning Trump right now, because they're all like rats. They think they're leaving a sinking ship. Now they're crawling on their knees to lick the Democrats' boots, hoping the Democrats will throw them a cookie. I got bad news for them, but, it's just the way they are as politicians. It's, you can't trust them.
Well, Frank,
look what happened with, what? Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, just say, look at Pence, for example. Pence sat 4 years next to Trump, 4 years leading the country, and then the guy gets out there the other night. He's like, Trump who? Let's lead him ring. Get these votes through. Come on. The guy's sitting there for 4 years with that stupid look on his face and a haircut that looks like he's got a yarmulke on. For 4 years with that. And he turned on Trump like it was nothing, like he had no idea who the guy was in the chair next to him in the White House. That's just how it is. You got to anticipate that.
Well, Frank, you're the caller of the day. No question about it. You're a little wound up today, but it was great. And I've said from the beginning, Trump surrounded himself with a lot of people that really never believed in him, and a lot of didn't believe in the agenda, and just were hangers on and took advantage of the situation. And I was never a big fan of Pence. He was very loyal.
No.
But look, when push came to shove, Mike Pence had a decision to make, and he made it. And the decision he made was basically to throw the president's 75 million voters that were disenfranchised with voter fraud under the bus, and to go along to get along. And so his political future's done. I'm never going to vote for him again, and either is the people in our movement. So he's done. He made his bed, and now he's got to sleep in it. It's done. And then these people that abandoned ship in the final day, Elaine Chao, transportation secretary. I mean, the president gave Mitch McConnell's wife this enormous responsibility. So they were the power couple of all time. She bails. Betsy DeVos bails. Trump stood behind her. All kinds of crazy things that DeVos said.
She took a beating, that girl.
She took a beating. Trump never listen. Trump never wavered from Betsy DeVos, and she said some really dumb things. He never wavered his support, not 1 minute. We have one incident that goes on that's regrettable, and she bails. And then Mike Mulvaney bails. All these people are looking to go to K Street and make money, and so they say, well, when push came to shove, I got out. Let them all get out, right? Who cares?
You got to be thinking of, go ahead,
exactly.
sorry.
No, you're right.
You got to be thinking a few moves ahead. You can't even worry. Biden's a non-entity. Biden's got one foot in the grave and the other on a banana peel. You can't even think about that guy at the moment. You got to be thinking moves ahead of everyone, because you got to just you know what I'm trying to say. It's just you got to get everyone back together, rally the troops, and what you guys said was right about how the movement's gotten bigger than the leader, and that's what it is. The kids are supposed to do better than the parents did. That's what happens. Trump was the spark. Now everyone's supposed to get rallied and bring this thing to a better place.
And that's what we're going to do, and I'm glad, Frank from Queens, New York, you said that, because no question that this movement has eclipsed its current leadership, and we're going to get new leaders. And the way we're going to get them is they're going to come from us, right?
Totally.
See, here's the change. We had a movement. Trump led the movement, no question. Everybody else around it, okay? Everybody else around it wanted our support, and so they feigned belief, okay?
Oh, totally.
They feigned it. But now we've seen it. Now their true colors have come out. Kelly Loeffler being the poster child of that. To get your votes, she tweets out, I'm with Trump on January 6th. Things go south. She gets to January 6th, loses, and then says, just kidding, I'm not with Trump. That is the poster child, of what we deal with. And we're done with this. So now we're going to get our own people. It's going to come from within. And that's how we're going to change this. That's why I'm so optimistic, Frank, and thank you. Thank you for that.
You know what they say? You're afraid of getting a rotten apple. You don't go to the barrel. You got to get it from the tree.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Boom. You're the caller of the day so far. Thank you, Frank.
And then that's it. We're going to sneak up on them. I'm an Italian kid from Queens. We always say revenge is a dish best served cold. 2 years is a good amount of time for things to cool off.
Well, you know what? Stacey Abrams came to a gunfight, and we brought a slingshot. Next time, we're bringing a bazooka. John Fredericks, thank you.